set this with an enthusiastic defense and last week's winning field goal, and the Pack is back. Landry, Lombardi, and the 1967 Ice Bowl. An unforgettable day, the last time these two teams met in Lambeau Field. And welcome to sold-out Lambeau Field for today's game between the Dallas Cowboys and the comeback cardiac Pack of Green Bay. The weather, in a word, is brisk. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Brandt. The focal point is still the game between the Packers and the Cowboys, but the story surrounding the game is the escalating trade talks about Herschel Walker. The feeling is Herschel could be traded as early as this week when the NFL owners meet in Dallas. The beginning price for negotiations, $2 million. We talked to Herschel last night. Herschel says he's a businessman. He's approaching this as a businessman, and he has leverage in that he doesn't need football financially anymore. So we bring in Dan Jiggets. And Dan, how do you feel about this situation?
Well, kind of like what Herschel told us last night. He said, you know, football has opened up some doors for me, and now I can afford to buy those doors. But you have to wonder what the trade talk with him involved, and also with Steve Walsh, the starting quarterback today for the Cowboys, does to the psychology of this club. They've got to settle down and win their first National League football game before they can start talking about trading people.
Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones will join us in the booth early on, and we'll address some of these issues. How about the Green Bay Packers? Are they exciting?
They are indeed the cardiac Pack. You know, Lindy and Fonte, the head coach, told us, I'd wish they would move the second half up to the first half, and the way to do that is for Don Majik, the quarterback, to start his completion ratio high in the first half, get Brent Fullwood involved in the running game. And I know that Tim Harris has got those Cowboys concerned. Last week, the outside linebacker had 4 sacks. Expect to see him busy today.
All right, Dan, well, we told you that Dallas is off to the worst start since 1963. They did win the toss, and they will receive. James Dixon, Darryl Clack, and Derek Shepard are back there deep. And this is up the right side, big hole. It's Dixon. Dixon's gone. What a way to start this game. Inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. James Dixon of the Dallas Cowboys, and I barely had my headset on, and he was gone. He was caught from behind by Jeff Query, a wide receiver who runs a 4.3 40, but watch this, and watch number 86, James Dixon.
Well, watch him. The key thing here, number one, he makes a nice reception here. Now watch him hit it up the field. That's where you want to go, north-south. And now when you break out past that Pack, you head to that sideline, because that's the toughest place for anybody to catch, in particular a kicker. But Query runs him down. Query runs about a 4.3 40, so that's respectable.
89-yard return, and as Jerry Jones walks into our booth, a big smile, grinning from ear to ear after that. First down and goal at the 5 for the Dallas Cowboys. Steve Walsh, his first NFL start, his value is on the line today.
You know, you mentioned that you had barely got your headset on when that happened. I didn't have mine on.
Take a look at the offensive lineup then for the Dallas Cowboys, and we'll set the starters for you. Up front, it's 2-8, Newton, White, Kerr, Kevin Gogan, and the tight end is Steve Folsom. And Jimmy Johnson has not been happy with the production of the tight ends. In the backfield, Herschel Walker will keep a close eye on him today. Daryl Johnston gets his first NFL start. Martin and Irvin are the wideouts. Darryl Clack and James Dixon come in on passing situations and third down situations. Ron Pitts now comes into the ball game, replaces Van Jakes for the Green Bay Packers in the secondary. Kelvin Martin goes to the top of the screen. Irvin at the bottom. Power formation for Dallas on first and goal at the 5. Walsh, right side, not much there for Daryl Johnston. Johnston is a power runner. He's a strong blocker. Second-round draft pick out of Syracuse. That Green Bay defensive front, Robert Brown, Bob Nelson, and Sean Patterson. The linebackers are very, very active. Anderson, Noble, Holland, and Tim Harris. Many feel will make the Pro Bowl this year. He had 4 sacks last week. Pitts, Brown, Stills, and Murphy. Jakes and Green are the nickel and dime backs. Second down and goal at the 5. Walsh's first pass, looks left, throws, and overthrows Michael Irvin.
selection in the past, though, because he knew Michael Irvin was covered by Tim Harris, so he just put it up there. If Michael doesn't get the football, no one does. You see Steve Walsh knows how to throw the football when he gets down near the end zone. Now watch right by the goal post. That's where Steve's going to see his receiver Irvin coming across. Now see, he's covered very nicely by Tim Harris, number 97, and that's a smart thing to do. Get rid of the football if you can't complete it in the end zone.
Tiger Green and Van Jakes come in for Green Bay on defense. As you look at Walsh, 6 defensive backs now. That's what he's seeing on 3rd down and goal. Motion. Walsh to throw. Has some room now. Drifts left. Throws. Touchdown Cowboys. Michael Irvin. And just like that, Dallas is on the board. So James Dixon with a 89-yard return, and then the touchdown pass. Walsh to Michael Irvin.
The nice thing that Michael Irvin did there was he worked the end zone a little bit. Now watch when he sees his quarterback Steve Walsh in trouble, because Steve's going to pull out of the pocket here and just move a little bit to his left. Now when the receiver sees his quarterback is in a little bit of trouble here, you want to slide along in that end zone, give him an opportunity to squeeze the ball in there, and that's what Michael Irvin does, and he makes the touchdown catch. I knew he wasn't going to be shut out this week. He was shut out last week, but no way he's going to let that happen 2 weeks in a row.
He was having fun with us last night. He was loose. Ruzek, a bad snap. Saxon couldn't hold it, and Ruzek's kick is knocked down by the Green Bay Packers. So the extra point is no good, but Dallas starts out quickly, and it's 6-0 Cowboys.
Comes right in the middle of your screen. Now watch, because the ball is snapped low, as a result it's going to get blocked. The key there is the ball came up a little bit high, and the holder just could not handle it. Ruzek's kick is blocked.
6-0 Dallas. Welcome back to Lambeau Field. I'm Tim Brand, along with Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and Dan Jiggets. Jerry, I'm going to ask you right up front about the Herschel Walker situation. Where does it stand, and will he be traded as early as this week when the meetings convene?
I can't speculate on that. We've had some teams visit with us about Herschel. There has been no deal. When you don't have a deal, you can't turn a deal down. And so we'll address that heads on. The thing we're doing, though, Tim, is we're trying to rebuild a team in Dallas. And we know that we're going to look at all options every chance we get.
Full return out to the 29-yard line. Jerry, Will McDonough in the NFL Today show mentioned that it would be like an auction when the owners come in today. And he said that it was reported also that the negotiation would start at $2 million. Obviously, I would look at this thing and I see Jimmy Johnson's contract is for 10 years. You obviously are in a rebuilding program. You need players, and a deal like that would be a blockbuster. Will it be like an auction?
Well, first of all, we've got to assume that there's going to be that type of forum. I really think the owners are coming to Dallas to discuss the new commissioner, not Herschel Walker or the Dallas Cowboys. On the other hand, if some of the owners want to talk to us, one of our players, we will talk to them.
Jerry, it seems to me the most important thing in a deal such as this one is to get some players that are going to play for you right now instead of draft choices. Is that kind of the thinking in your front office?
I think that certainly an optimum thing would be to have some people that could contribute if we're going to consider a deal on a player of that magnitude immediately. On the other hand, we're doing everything we can looking for the future. We know that we're in for the long haul, and those things we're going to consider need to pay off for us 3 and 4 years from now as well.
Jerry, very quickly, what do you suspect will happen as far as the commissioner this week?
I think that we're going to get to interview and talk to potential candidates, and in doing so, a lot of owners will be enlightened, and we can look ahead to the future, and we may have a vote, and we could get a commissioner. I give it about a 50-50 chance.
Another carry by Fullwood for the Green Bay Packers. When we talked in preseason,
you care to say who might be the new commissioner?
When we talked in the preseason, you felt like a commissioner may not be named until the end of the year. But as we head directly into the 1990s, do you think it will be Finks, Mr. Finks?
I think that certainly Jim Finks is the favorite. He enjoys a lot of support. That the process has unfolded so that we're going to get to see some other people as well. Let's wait and see what happens this week.
All right, Jerry. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. 6-0. Team's up. Again, this is Fullwood, bangs his way through the middle, up near midfield to the 49, and we get back to football. But a major story developing with the Herschel Walker situation, and all indications are that he will be traded possibly as early as this week if a deal can be made in Dallas. It'll be 2nd down and 4, the ball on the 49. We set that offensive front for you now for the Green Bay Packers. Rutgers Rich Moran, Bush, Hallstrom, Weingrad, Ed West is the tight end. Woodside is the big running back. Brent Fullwood, who has really been getting a workout in this first series. Kemp and Sharpe, the wideouts. Bland and Jeff Query, who is a speedster, come in on passing situations. 2nd down and 4 for Mikowski. Again, it's Fullwood to the right side. Albritton takes him down, but now they're in Dallas territory as the Pack continues to move the ball rather effectively. Dallas defensive line, Ed Too Tall Jones, Willie Broughton, Dean Hamill, acquired from the Washington Redskins, and Jim Jeffcoat. The linebackers, Del Rio starts today. Lockhart and Randy Shannon, a rookie. And in the secondary, there have been some problems on this defense now, specifically speed. Jimmy Jones is concerned with the lack of speed. Walls, Francis, Horton, Albritton, Bates, and Hendricks are the nickel and dime backs. And it's a 1st down for the Green Bay Packers. So what a way to start here today. We have a long 89-yard return by James Dixon of the Cowboys. Then Walsh hits Michael Irvin with the touchdown pass. 6-0 Dallas. Roger Rusic's kick was blocked. And now the Packers come back, and they've got a rather methodical drive going. But then Jerry Jones joined us in the booth. We talked about the Herschel Walker situation, and Will McDonough, the NFL Today, was right. It will be like an auction. He did not deny that as the NFL meetings convene in Dallas this week. Packers have driven 25 yards, all by Brent Fullwood to this point. This is Mikowski. He's got pressure. Tries to throw his ball away. Actually, it looked like he was throwing it away. There was a receiver in the area, and it was Keith Woodside.
And Ron Francis was on him pretty good downfield. Now, what the Cowboys told us yesterday is that, as you mentioned earlier, Tim, with team speed being the way that it is defensively for them, they're going to have to send some people on blitzes and such. And that it was a situation where you saw Shannon rushing the quarterback Mikowski from the outside. Jimmy Johnson-Sola said that's the thing that they're going to have to do to get some pressure on the quarterback. By the same token, you know that Don Mikowski's been around long enough to know how to take advantage of those kinds of blitzes.
Testaverde to Carrier. You saw that score. It'll be 2nd down and 10 here at Lambeau Field. The ball at the 46 for the Packers. It's 6-0 Dallas as now we settle in. The ball around. It's Perry Kemp. Perry Kemp gets a block on the corner and carries it down to the 37-yard line. Knocked out by Jeffcoat and Vince Albritton.
Well, I tell you what, Ron Hallstrom, number 65 for the Packers, got a real nice block here. Now watch him as he pulls out here. He's going to get 2 blocks on that corner, and watch how that helps the running back come around the corner and finally turn it up. Now watch Hallstrom, 65, just went out of frame, will come back into frame right there. 1 block there, and another one that pushes that second guy off into the pursuer, and as a result, they get good yardage on the play.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 38, Dan. Good look at Kemp, 2nd-year player out of Cal Union, Pennsylvania. 4 wide receivers now for the Pack. Mikowski with time to Kemp. 1st down pack to the 30-yard line. Kemp is run out of bounds by Horton.
Perry Kemp had a good week last week against the Atlanta Falcons, and he's just picking up where he left off. Mikowski with a nice little short drop, 3 steps, finds the receiver. Now the key there is the Dallas defensive backs are playing off so far. You see how long it took Everson Walls to finally get to Perry Kemp. Everson's given him at least a 10-yard cushion.
Walls and Horton. Eric Brown not playing today. He's got a hamstring problem. So the secondary is a little bit thinner, and they brought in Tim Jackson out of Nebraska. Cowboys continue to bring in free agents during the week. They look at him every Tuesday. This is Mikowski. Fullwood get it outside. He's got the corner. Horton knocks him out of bounds on the 17. But a big gain by Fullwood. A gain of 13 and another Packer 1st down.
Okay, here we go. Now watch in here. This is where the block's going to come from Keith Woodside. That's the key to the play. Woodside blocks his man. It's actually on the backside. That allows Brent Fullwood to break it back. See, watch that block there, 94. That's the key block on the play. Now Fullwood can head outside and get up, turn the corner, and take it upfield.
The Packers have been outscored 91-27 in the 1st half, but came back to outscore opponents 90-23 in the 2nd half. They're trying to get things going here early. 1st down at the 16. Mikowski. Intended for his tight end West. Incomplete. The coverage was by Jack Del Rio, 55.
Good coverage by Jack Del Rio. He was right there on the tight end.
Look at Jimmy Johnson. Still looking for his first NFL win. Although he told us he doesn't feel the pressure with that 10-year contract. Says he's in a 10-year plan.
I think that the key, though, is that, you know, you'd like to get these young people believing in your system. Certainly Lindy and Fonte's been able to do that with the Packers over the last year or two. And I'm sure Jimmy's looking at what the success formula that Lindy's used and says, hey, maybe I can pull something from that.
And Fonte brought in 20 Plan B free agents. Spent $800,000 to $900,000 in signing bonuses. 7 of them stuck, but they have helped the team. This is Fullwood on the pitch. Gain of 2. Knocked out of bounds that time rather rudely by Ray Horton.
I don't know if I was Brent that time going around the corner. I think I might have thrown it back to Don Mikowski. Fullwood has really come a long way this year. You know, to see him run the football, and then we looked at the Atlanta game, you know, he's really running the ball hard. And everybody you talk to in the team says, you know, the guy's really settling down. He's learning the offense. He told me the other day, you know, I don't learn things as fast as a lot of other people, but when I learn them, I lock them in, and then I can really use it a great deal. And I think you'll see today the kind of running ability that young man has.
Brent Fullwood now 6 carries for 40 yards. On 3rd down and 8, the Packers go to 4 wide receivers. And the Cowboys load up with 6 defensive backs. Pressure. It's complete to Jeff Query. Touchdown, Green Bay. 14-yard pass. Ray Horton on the coverage, but it was Query who came across the middle for the touchdown. So Horton applied the pressure on Mikowski, but he just sat there calmly and hit Query with the touchdown. They're going to take a look at this, make sure he got into the end zone, but that's the first NFL touchdown for Jeff Query. And Query is a flyer.
Remember last week, Jeff Query had a problem getting in the end zone. He dropped the ball just as he was going in, and Sterling Sharpe picked it up, took it in for him.
Query now 9 catches. He has a 23-yard per catch average, though. He's a big-time player.
Well, he got a pick there by Sterling Sharpe, and he comes loose underneath, and he beats Ron Francis on the play. Now, the key question here is, did he get into the end zone before he was down? I do not. Well, see, the knee was never down. What happened is he rolled over on the defender, and as a result, the defender almost threw him in. Francis almost threw him into the end zone. So that's what the officials are looking at. That's what the replay officials are looking at.
Replay official, Mark Burns. Ed McGuire is up there with him, along with Joe Gardy from the NFL.
We may be able to get a better shot of it here. Now, the thing we want to watch for is, do Jeff Query's knees hit the ground before he rolls into the end zone? There's a knee.
Yes, he's down.
Yeah, he's down. He's down before he gets in the end zone.
So they may take away his first NFL touchdown.
That's right. Once again. Here we go. Now, let's see if his knees hit down. That's the thing you want to watch for before he rolls into the end zone. Francis on the tackle. There's the knee. Boom. He's down. Now he rolls into the end zone and breaks the plane.
So Query's made 2 big plays then. He tracked down Dixon on the opening kickoff and saved a touchdown there, at least momentarily, because Walsh did come back and hit Irvin for the touchdown. But then he makes this play here, and it's either a touchdown or awfully close to it. Jeff Query, 5'11 and a half, 165-pounder, 5th-round draft pick.
And he runs a 4.3. He can fly, but the thing is he couldn't fly fast enough just to get in that end zone. There's a knee down. There's the other knee down. That's the one angle that we've got. And then you see his head breaking the plane, and finally the football. Here's a close-up shot of it. You can clearly see the knees go down, and now Jeff Query goes into the end zone.
Sold-out stadium at Lambeau Field. More than 57,000 fans are here, and they're starting to boo now because of the holdup, while the replay officials try to determine whether it's a touchdown or not.
They're booing because of the holdup. Just imagine when the officials make the call.
That's exactly right. Here it is.
After further review, the runner was ruled down on the 1-yard line. First down, Green Bay, 1-yard line.
So Jerry Markwright, the referee, tells us that he's ruled down on the 1-yard line. They'll mark it there, and the offense will come back on the field for the Green Bay Packers. It'll be first down and goal at the 1. And Jeff Query's first NFL touchdown is taken back.
Well, it's the second week in a row he's gotten ripped off. Just needs one more step. The same thing happened to him last week where he got the ball stripped away from him.
From Milliken, Illinois, Michael Haddix comes into the ballgame along with Brent Fullwood. They're the I-backs. 2 tight ends, power formation. Brentwood's not going to get there. Brent Fullwood is knocked down at the 1. He may have lost a yard.
Boy, I tell you, the one thing happened there. Tolbert, number 62, was not blocked at all. Now watch forward. You're going to see him get to the line of scrimmage, and that's where he's going to be met by Tolbert. No one really blocked him. You see him step in there, and boom, he just knocks forward back into the backfield. And he gets a little help later from Dean Hamill.
So it's a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
2nd and 2.
Brent Fullwood would be the I back. Michael Haddock's the up back. Again, it's a power formation. Didier in motion. Play action. Didier can't hold on to the football. Right through his hands. Clint Didier, 6 years in Washington, made a catch in the Super Bowl, but he misses this one.
Don Mikowski has this play set up for him all the way. Now he's going to take a little bit of a roll here. He knows he's got Clint Didier going to the corner. Didier's got to reach out and grab this football. This thing is right on his hands. If you have to tumble to catch the football, you tumble to catch it. But watch him here as he slides out. He's in motion there now. He just slips out behind the defenders. He's all out there by himself. He's got to catch that football. No excuse for dropping that one.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and goal for the Packers. Again, there's play action. Mikowski drops the ball all the way back to the 9-yard line, and he was wide open on the corner.
You know, you never take too much for granted when you get down here in the goal line because everything can go wrong. Now here, Don Mikowski is really set up very nicely for the little rollout here on a bootleg. Now he just simply drops the football. And he knows he's in trouble now. He just tries to recover the ball so they can kick the field goal. You can't take things for granted down here. You have to go with what's going to get you there, push it into the end zone.
So the rookie, Chris Jackie, comes on for a 26-yard field goal attempt. He's 15 for 15 on extra points, 4 for 4 on field goals, and this one's good as well, so make it 5 for 5. He's perfect as a pro, the rookie out of UTEP, and the Packers are on the board. It's 6-3 Dallas.
Please call 715. Jackie will do the kick.
63 yards, 15 plays. It ate up 4 minutes and 56 seconds of the clock, and Chris Jackie gets a field goal, so it's 6-3 Dallas. And now the Pack will kick off to the Cowboys. So Jackie will kick off, and James Dixon is deep along with Darryl Clack. Dixon ran the opening kick back 89 yards, setting up a 5-yard touchdown pass for Walsh to Irvin for the Cowboys. Jackie's kick will be taken by Clack a yard deep. And Clack loses the football. Packers get it back. Jeff Query again, and what a game he's having.
Watch Clack, number 42. He's going to try to go right up the middle on this play as he's going to try to turn it upfield here, and that's where the ball gets popped out right there by number 56, Burnell Dent. It's kicked later on by another Packer, kicked downfield, and now it's recovered by Query. Here's another look at it. Now watch, this ball's going to get kicked after Clack drops it here on the ground. You see the ball come out right there, get squirted out. Now it got kicked right there, and that's by number 83. I believe that's Perry Kemp.
So Jeff Query has saved a touchdown by catching Dixon on the opening kickoff, made a catch down to the 1 that set up a field goal, and now recovers the fumble. First down at the 13 for the Pack.
The kick was by Carl Bland.
Fullwood taken down by Jim Jeffcoat. Gain of 1. Turnovers have hurt Dallas all year. The Cowboys are -4 in the giveaway takeaway ratio, and that fumble really hurt.
We talked before about what the Packers have to do to get this thing moving in the first half for themselves. They've had 2 opportunities now. This is the second one to push the ball into the end zone and get on the board. Now they're going to have to do it because, again, they're behind in the first half.
Second down, call it 8. Again, there's play action. Mikowski has room, tucks it away this time, and slides down at the 6. Well, Lindy Infante was telling us he didn't know what to do to get him started in the first half. He said before the Rams game, he ran through the locker room saying, all right, we're down 24-0. The game hadn't started, but we're down 24-0. Let's go get them. He said it didn't work. They still fell behind.
Well, I think the mindset has got to be that you want to start attacking from the opening kickoff, offensively and defensively. And what that means is now when you get down here in this territory and you're the Packers, you want to put the ball in the end zone. And the way you do that is aggressively. I think you have to run the football. You run it over the defense. You show them that you're in command of the line of scrimmage.
It'll be 3rd down and a long 2, almost 3 for the Packers. This is the #1 offense in the NFL. Majik with time. Has it complete. Fontenot bangs his way down. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Fontenot, number 27, knows he's got man coverage down. You see everybody right up on the line of scrimmage. He slips out. Where is the linebacker? All of a sudden, he finds himself out in the open. Now, you see Shannon trying to chase him down and drag him back, but Shannon made the mistake there. When you know you're down in that end zone, you got to get on your guy, seal him up, and not allow him to get to the end zone.
Boy, Herman Fontenot really laid a lick on Everson Walls at the goal line as you look at Majik. Don Majik. And they're taking another look at it.
After further review of the play stand. Touchdown.
Jerry Markwright is the referee. The umpire, Ed Kukart. Head linesman, Ron Fairs. Line judge, Ray Dodas. Chris Jackie on for the extra point attempt. And it's good. And with 7:19 remaining in the first quarter, the Green Bay Packers have jumped on top of Dallas 10-6.
Randy Shannon has got responsibility for the running back. That's Herman Fontenot. He's going to slide out here. You're going to see Shannon go out to the side as well, but he's going to get beat on the play. He's going to get a little help from Everson Walls, but not enough to prevent Herman Fontenot from getting in the end zone. Nice pass by Majik, on time out in front, leads the receiver very nicely. Nice extra effort here by Herman Fontenot. Watch that leg drive take him right into the end zone. See how he pokes that football in there to make sure he gets the score.
Boy, you love to see a running back put his head down like that and pull his way in.
Unless you're a defender.
Chris Jackie will kick off for the Packers. And deep for Dallas is James Dixon and Derek Sharpe, who was acquired this week off waivers from New Orleans. This is Dixon. Dixon has another big hole out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Stopped by Chris Jackie, the kicker. A return of 37 yards. So Dixon, after a return of the opening kick, 89 yards, returns this one 37.
Once again, that Packer touchdown from ground level. You're going to see Herman Fontenot coming right into your living room. There he is, number 27, turning around. Nice lead there, as I said before, by Majik, and nice second effort. Look at that leg drive.
First down, Cowboys at the 45. 7:09 remaining first quarter. It's 10-6 Green Bay. Walsh tries to set up the screen to Walker. Walker is hit hard at the 46-yard line. There is a flag, but Ken Stills takes Herschel Walker down there, and we'll wait to see what the flag is.
Normally that's holding because you have to wait so long to set up the screens. Excuse me, as offensive lineman downfield.
But it's against Dallas. Tim Harris was applying the pressure on Walsh. Double screen. He had Johnston to one side.
Tampa Bay is out in front of Chicago, 14-zip.
Ineligible receivers downfield on the kick. Numbers 68 and 61. Offense. Still first down.
Crawford, Kerr, and Nate Newton.
Why that happens is you're waiting a lot of times for your running back to give you the go signal so you can pull out and go downfield on a screen, because usually you're going to pull your guard and your center out to lead on the screen. And what they will do is wait for the running back to give them that go signal, and sometimes you drift a little bit upfield.
First down and 20 for the Dallas Cowboys. Walsh again to throw. Looks for the double screen. This time goes to Johnston. Johnston caught from behind at the 41-yard line. So he'll be 2 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. John Anderson tripped him up. Anderson, the defensive captain, 12-year veteran out of Michigan.
And you know, Lawrence Taylor of the Giants last week talked about how basic the Cowboys offense was. That was not a basic play. That was a nice double screen. Faked it over to Herschel Walker and went back over the other side to Johnson. It was set up very nicely and very well conceived.
It'll be second down and 13. Walker gets maybe one, but he's still not back to the original line of scrimmage. And again, Sean Patterson makes the tackle.
The big guys.
And there's another flag, Dan. And it's against Dallas.
The whole key, though, is the offensive line for Dallas, the big guys up front, have to do some one-on-one blocking. You got to move some people off the line of scrimmage if you want your running game to be successful. No other way to do it.
Holding number 68, offense.
Crawford Kerr. Second time for Kerr. And look at this.
Dallas right at the top in terms of penalties, leading the league. And right behind them is Phoenix, Minnesota, and Washington. And all those teams are having their problems. And a lot of people didn't expect Minnesota to have theirs, but they certainly are. You see Green Bay's number 13.
I'll tell you something else. Jimmy Johnson was talking to us yesterday and hired officials to come to practice to try to alleviate the problem.
Yeah, but he told us they're college officials, the retired college officials, and they're scared to call signals on these guys, or call flags on them.
Second down and 22 now for Dallas. Walsh has some pressure, and he's sacked. Bob Nelson. His first sack of the season.
Watch Nelson right in the middle of your screen. He's the guy's going to drive right in there and get some good pressure, and automatically that means Walsh is going to start backing out of it. You see, he's really one-on-one right now with Nate Newton. Slips off, gets a nice little peel off there off of Tim Harris, number 97, and they really get there together. I guess you're going to have to give them a half a sack apiece. Bob Nelson came out of the USFL, played with the Arizona Wranglers.
Harris would love to have half of that sack. He's got 5.5 already for the year. A loss of 9. It's third down and 32. You put Harris in the Pro Bowl. You were talking to him and said, hey.
I'll tell you what, he should have been there. There's no question about it last year.
Here's the screen, this time set up nicely. Sargent now with a big block outside the 40 to the 44-yard line. Broderick Sargent with a big gain, but the Cowboys will still have to punt, taken down by Bucky Dent.
Well, I tell you what, Bob White had a nice block there on Mark Murphy. That really set the screen up.
A gain of 21, and Mike Saxon will come on to punt it away for the Cowboys.
Saxon will do the punting.
The numbers on Saxon, second in the NFL. Pernell Dent said he got that nickname Bucky from the baseball player. Saxon had waiting for the snap. High punt. Jeff Query will let this one hit at the 12. It'll roll down to the 11-yard line. Query lost it in the sun. A 44-yard punt, no return, and Query never even saw it. It's 10-6 Green Bay. Tim Brandt and Dan Jacobs with you back at Lambeau Field. Interesting story here in Green Bay this week. This file was found behind the desk of defensive coordinator Hank Bulla. It's a file that was owned by the late, great Vince Lombardi. And in that file, there are rosters, there are salaries listed. Take a look at this now, and you'll see the roster with Paul Hornung and Babe Parilli, Bart Starr.
Jim Stanley, you know, look, some great names on there, but look at those salaries. I tell you what, that kind of looks like the Chicago Bears of the 70s when I came in with the Bears.
The high salary, $15,000. Now, you have to assume those high salaries of 15 and 12 were guys like Jim Taylor, Bart Starr, Paul Hornung.
That's right. That'd buy you a game for some of these players out here today.
31 years ago, but this file is certainly interesting, and the handwriting of Vince Lombardi is definitely his, and it's been there a long, long time. I would check the cleaning folks, find out why this file's been back there for so long.
Well, you know that file, I'm sure, will probably be sent on to the Hall of Fame. So something's quite interesting.
Hank Bulla doesn't want to give it up. Woodside with the carry. Gain of 7. Ray Horton made the tackle. It'll be second down and call it 3. So look at some of the other scores around the NFL. Here in Green Bay, there's 3:35 remaining first period. And it's 10-6 Packers.
Detroit over Minnesota 7-zip. A couple of upsets heading up in the Central Division.
Fullwood left side finds the going tough, bangs ahead, maybe one. Willie Broughton led the defensive front there, but he was a whole host of Dallas Cowboys in on that tackle.
Well, the nice thing that the Cowboys are doing is they're sliding that defensive line today. They're having some success doing that. What they do is they set the linemen out wide, the defensive ends out wide, the linebackers, outside linebackers inside. It's a 4-3 inside defense. What they want those defensive ends to do is come upfield and contain the run.
The loud roar you hear from the fans here for Tony Mandrich, who just came into the ball game. #1 draft pick out of Michigan State. 6'5", 315-pounder, #1 pick. James Campion in the ball game as an eligible receiver. This is Fullwood. Pushes off the left side, has it up for the first down.
And on Tony's first block against Ed Too Tall Jones, he cuts him off to the inside. Watch him there right in the middle of your screen, number 77 and 72. And both he and Ed end up falling down on the ground. So I guess you could say each one of them knocked the other guy down.
Green Bay's 7th first down. Dallas has only 1. If you're just joining us, it got off to a quick start. James Dixon returned the opening kickoff 89 yards to set up the Cowboys' first touchdown, a 5-yard toss from Walsh to Irvin. And then the Packers have come back quickly. They scored 10 points at 10-6. Gronkowski on play action. Goes to Fullwood to the 35 to 37-yard line. It'll be close to another first down. It is. Knocked out by Eugene Lockhart and Everson Walls. A gain of 14 for the Pack.
You saw Lockhart coming out from the middle of the field. Watch Lockhart right here. He's going to be pursuing the play over here. Fullwood's going to take off and go out as well. But Lockhart knows he's got to take him all the way to that sideline. Good blocking up front there. You see that corner sealed up there by Alan Weingart. Now finally Too Tall gets loose, but the ball's already gone to Brent Fullwood. Everson Walls comes up and tries to make the stop, and along with Lockhart.
Don Mikowski, 6'2", 197 pounds. He says he's never played against anybody as tall as Too Tall Jones. Too Tall is listed at 6'9". You think he's 6'7". And again, there are flags.
Don't tell him I said that.
False start, number 65, offense. First down.
That's Ron Holstrom.
You're going to see Holstrom, number 65, just jump just a little bit right there. That's all that defense needs. They tee off on you then. Well, you have to snap up your chin strap because you know they're going to rip you as soon as you jump before that ball snaps.
There's the first down situation. It'll be first down and 15. The ball at the 33 for Green Bay. Woodside goes way out to the top of the screen. Double receivers on that side. Instead, they give the ball ahead to Michael Haddix, and Haddix carries it across the 37 to the 38-yard line. Willie Broughton makes the tackle there.
I tell you, the one thing that the Dallas defensive line is doing is they're playing that line of scrimmage very nicely for the Cowboys. Now, one thing you're going to watch for here is Green Bay's had some success going downfield. When the Cowboys in that soft zone, you know they're going to throw downfield. They've got some fast receivers. Look for Mikowski to try to get out, get a little bit of room around the corner, and then go downfield.
Jimmy Johnson was very matter-of-fact talking about the lack of speed on his defense, trying to use more linebackers on the outside to get some speed. It's second down and 10 for Mikowski. Steps up in the pocket, drills it, has it complete. And Sharpe is knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line, mark at the 50 by Ron Francis. A gain of 12.
Sterling Sharpe told us yesterday he feels that the crossing patterns and the outs are going to be open for him all day. There he is right at the bottom of your screen, number 84. A little shake there on Ron Francis. Has Francis running with him right out of the break. He sees the first down marker and says, I got to get there in order to set this thing up, and that's what he does.
All right, Majik, put it on for us. Don Mikowski. He does not lack in confidence.
And ability, along with this guy, Sterling Sharpe.
Agile, good feet. You like his high jumping ability.
Yeah, he high jumped 6'11" in prep school. I don't know how much good that'll do you a quarterback.
It might over Too Tall. Michael Haddix down to the 44-yard line. Haddix, a former #1 pick of the Eagles. He was the first Plan B player taken of the 20 that the Packers brought in.
Now watch this little fake bootleg that you're going to see Don Mikowski carry out here. Now watch, he's going to hand the ball off there to Woodside. You see him, he's carrying out his bootleg now. Woodside makes a nice little run up into the line of scrimmage. The key there, though, is when your quarterback carries out those bootleg fakes, sooner or later he's going to carry out a bootleg, keep that ball out there and roll around, and the defense is not going to be looking for it, then he throws downfield.
They ran that bootleg. Mikowski had the open, looked like he was going to score a touchdown, and just dropped it. Second down and 5 at the 44. Close to another first down at the 40. Tackle made by Dean Hamill.
Blair Bush is one of those plan B guys playing center for the Packers here, number 51 right in the middle of your screen, and watch him working against Willie Broughton and Rich Moran in there one-on-one finally, and he just pushes Broughton out of the way.
And a big round of applause for the Green Bay Packers as the first quarter comes to a close at Lambeau Field. So that's the end of the first quarter with the Packers leading the Cowboys 10-6.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. Dean Witter. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. And by Miller Lite, official sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award. Miller Lite brings you the NFL's best.
The city of Green Bay, Wisconsin on this second week of fall. Autumnal hues of gold and amber.
And the paper mills are hard at work.
Meat packers are off today. They came to watch the Packers. Third down and 1 at the 44 for Green Bay. It's 10-6 Pack as we begin the second 15 minutes of this ball game. Fullwood's not going to get there. Great pursuit by the defensive front led by Randy Shannon of the Cowboys.
Key there, though, Willie Broughton, 79, really just came across, penetrated very nicely off the defensive line, just disrupted the whole offense, and that gave Shannon an opportunity to make the stop in the backfield. But credit that one to Willie Broughton, an extraordinary effort.
Don Bracken comes on now to punt the ball away. Derek Shepard is deep for the Cowboys. Bracken's punt is a wobbler. This ball will hit inside the 10 and roll down to the 2-yard line, and it's down there by Carl Bland. A 39-yard punt, no return. Right now, let's go to New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Brent.
All right, Tim. Giants leading the Eagles by a field goal. Set up to try another one, but it's a fake. And Jeff Hostetler throws back to Carl Banks for an easy touchdown. 10-zip. Giants over the Eagles. Let's go back now to Tim.
All right, Brent. Carl Banks with a touchdown.
But I saw also that Tampa Bay Buccaneers have beaten the Bears 21-zip now. What has happened to the Bears down in Tampa Bay? They take an early vacation?
Testaverde got him off quickly with a touchdown on the carrier.
Look at that time of possession for Green Bay, 10 minutes already. Dallas only 4.5.
Cowboys backed up, first down and 10 at the 2. Walker back to the line of scrimmage. There's a flag. Tackle was made by John Anderson, and the rest of the left side of that Packer defensive front.
If you're going to run the football down here out of your own end zone, the chances are...
Offside, number 79, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. First down.
That's the nose tackle, Bob Nelson.
Chances are you want to run that ball in right by that nose tackle, Bob Nelson. I would keep it in tight to the center and not take any chances trying to run the football wide, because that's where your guy can get stopped in the backfield. There's that Tampa Bay Chicago score.
And you just heard the roar from the crowd when they announced it.
They're very appreciative up here in Wisconsin of that.
If you're just joining us, Steve Walsh hit Michael Irvin for the Cowboys right away. A 5-yard touchdown. It was 6-0 Dallas. Chris Jackie with a 26-yard field goal for Green Bay. And Makowski to Fontenot, 6-yard touchdown pass. It's 10-6. That's the second penalty of the game for Green Bay. It's 1st and 5 at the 7. Herschel out to the 10-yard line. Wrapped up by Noble and Holland.
One of the things we're going to track today, Tim, is how many times Herschel Walker touches the football. Now, in a situation where there's been a lot of trade talk about a player of the stature of Herschel, quite naturally, a team is going to try to showcase him a little bit. And certainly that was the case last week, where he touched the ball probably about 25, 30 times. And we're going to track him today to see how many times he touches it and how come that running game is not successful with him in there. Maybe it's the guys up front. They have to tee off and open up some holes for him so he can get past the line of scrimmage, and that's where he's really dangerous.
Herschel's 5-year, $5 million contract goes to the end of next season. It's 2nd down and 2, the ball in the 10. This is Walker. Breaks 2 tackles out to the 12-yard line. He'll be close to the first down. Brian Noble took him down there, depending on the mark.
Cowboys tried to run the counter the counter tray on that play. Now watch these two backside linemen. That's why they call it the counter tray. These guys are going to head back over this way on a little counter action and throw the blocks for Herschel Walker at the point of attack. The problem that Herschel's going to have is at the point of attack, there's some legs in their way, so he just bounces it right outside. Right there, you saw him bounce it back outside. Saw Tim Harris sliding off of a block inside and just worked the corner, and worked it fairly successfully for the Cowboys.
Cowboy first down, the ball on the 13. Walsh rearranges the formation. Irvin now goes to the left side. Walsh, the throw, incomplete. It was intended for Broderick Sargent. Sargent was only about 5 yards downfield. Walsh drilled it.
And you saw who else was out there was Bob Nelson, the nose tackle, number 79. What's he doing out there on the sideline on a pass? He just played it right down the line of scrimmage and went on out there with Broderick Sargent. But you're right, Walsh really unloaded that one on the sideline. He wasn't really set up for it. He was trying to throw on the run.
Troy Aikman fractured his finger on his left hand last week. He is watching now, all bundled up, and it is brisk.
Yeah, he asked me earlier, he said, you think I should wrap this thing up with a towel or something like that? I said, you better believe it up here. It's kind of chilly.
After he broke his finger, he played 12 more plays and then had Kevin Gogan pull it out. He thought it was just jammed. Underneath again to Broderick Sargent, incomplete. Johnny Holland was defending there. Can you imagine? He thought it was jammed. They had to pull him out. Later, the trainer says, you know, that's not the smartest thing to do when a guy's making $11 million.
He said he expects to be back in about 4 weeks. He's going to start taking some snaps and throwing the football next week, I guess.
The feeling is Troy Aikman is the quarterback of the future for the Dallas Cowboys, and it will be Steve Walsh who eventually will be traded. And quite honestly, Walsh's value is on the line today and for the next 4 or 5 weeks. If he performs well, it'll benefit and behoove everybody involved. Otherwise, he could lose some value.
That's an awful lot of pressure to put on a rookie quarterback's shoulders.
3rd down and 10 for Walsh. Steps back up into the pocket, throws underneath. Kelvin Martin out to the 22-yard line. He'll be close to the first down, but he should be about a yard shy. Van Jakes makes the tackle.
And Kenny Stills, number 29 for the Packers, is usually getting in his 2 and 3 cents down there. Finally gets a push from one of the Dallas Cowboys. Kenny Stills likes to chat a little bit down on the field.
So does Michael Irvin, and he didn't like the mark.
It's going to be close.
Walsh now 4 for 7, 35 yards and 1 touchdown.
Michael Irvin had a nice conversation with him yesterday, and he was telling us about the situation with Herschel Walker and about the possible trade. And he said that, you know, if Herschel leaves, and that opens up the passing game, and he was going to give Herschel his car if he left.
And his watch.
And his watch.
Saxon's punt is a spiraling punt. It takes Jeff Query all the way back to the 30-yard line. It'll hit. Query will take it at the 27 and is taken out of bounds there. A 51-yard punt by Saxon, knocked out by James Dixon. No return, and with 11:04 remaining in the half, it's still 10-6 Pack.
With Ford Tempo, you can enjoy available features like automatic transaxle, air conditioning, power mirrors, and speed control, plus one very special luxury.
You made reservations, right?
The luxury of knowing Ford Tempo offers all these features for a very attractive price.
Thanks. Keep the change.
Proving once again you don't have to be well-to-do to do it well.
See your dealer now for low financing or special savings on 1990 Ford Tempo.
Attention football fans. Get a free NFL warm-up jacket when you buy 10 rolls of pink insulation R19 or higher from, you know who. But hurry, offer ends October 15th.
We help more Americans go to college, and we issue more MasterCard and Visa cards than any other company. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. We're Citicorp and Citibank, America's largest financial services company. Whatever financial success you hope to achieve, whether it's business or personal, we can help you do it, and do it better than anyone else. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
This NFL game summary is sponsored by Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
You see the total yards by Green Bay and that they've scored on their first 2 possessions. I think even more important than that is the fact that the Packers have held the ball 10 minutes and 35 seconds of that first 15 minutes, and they've been very effective defensively here in the second quarter as well.
The one thing that's helped Green Bay is they've been able to get the running game going early in this ball game, and then Don Majik's been successful throwing the football. Now, one of the things that's happened for the Green Bay Packers, when they were down on that end zone, near that end zone the second time around, we saw Don Majik go to Herman Fontenot. Fontenot with extremely good effort, push the ball into the end zone. That's what the Packers really need to get on top.
And Chris Jackie has stayed perfect. He had a 26-yard field goal, so he's 5 for 5 in his NFL career. And it's 10-6 Green Bay. This is Majik. Brent Fullwood bangs his way out to the 28-yard line. Fullwood looks like a different type runner this year. Tied for the NFL scoring lead right now with 5 touchdowns. But he's running the ball with authority, with a great deal of confidence.
Well, you know, we talked to Sterling Sharpe about it yesterday. We talked to Lindy and Fonte about it. Everybody is of the same opinion that the guy is just so much more dedicated this year in terms of the way he's running the football. Has a lot to do with his off-season training. Lindy and Fonte told us they have these 440s that they have to run every training camp. He usually couldn't make the 4. This year he ran all 4 and made the times.
He now has 12 carries, 48 yards. It's second down and 7 at the 30. This is Majik with time underneath. Woodside breaks tackle out to the 43-yard line.
Oh, boy.
Bill Bates finally gets him down, but not before Woodside gains 13 more.
Eugene Lockhart might stop and ask Woodside to show him that move again because he missed it the first time. Watch Woodside, number 33. He's going to be on the left-hand side of your screen right there, number 33. Watch the move that he puts on Eugene Lockhart after he comes out on that circle route and gets the ball from Don Majik. Now watch this right here. Step, 1, 2, spin, and there goes Eugene Lockhart. So wonder he didn't pull a groin muscle on that play because he really slipped on the field.
I say Woodside broke that tackle. I was being very kind. He was lucky to get a hand on it. On first down, Majik looks deep, now pulls it back and throws in the direction of Kemp, has the completion and another first down. Oh, Perry Kemp put a move on the corner, drove the defensive back off, and then came back to make the catch on Walsh for 16 yards.
Not only did he put a move on the corner, he slipped down again, too. It picked himself back up off the turf and then got back to the football. That grass down on the field is cut very short, Tim. I was down there walking on the field earlier today. Normally that grass is about maybe 3 inches high. Today it seems like it's about 1.5 inches high, and it's very slick.
Good look at Perry Kemp.
There you can look at that ground. See, that grass is cut very low for this time of the year.
Kemp has 2 catches now, Dan. He has 16 for the year. He played for Infante in the USFL down with the Jacksonville Bulls. Off to a quick start this year. First down and 10. The ball at the 41 for Majik. On the ground. Still loose. Still loose. Cowboys have it. It's Lockhart. Eugene Lockhart can run. He's inside the 10. The Cowboys are going to score. Touchdown, Dallas. Aubrey Matthews swatted at the ball. Lockhart picked it up, and Lockhart runs it in for the touchdown. 40-yard touchdown scamper by Eugene Lockhart.
Boy, nice alert play by Lockhart, but watch here. Now, if the ball's down on the ground, the whole thing that you want to do is recover the football. Don't try to advance it. Don't try to get cute. Recover the football. You see Ed Too Tall Jones, he gets a punch at it, pushes it forward. Now Eugene Lockhart picks it up and takes off. Now, 2 guys have a chance to catch him here, Matthews as well as Majik. Neither one of them could do it, and both of them have pretty good speed. Eugene wanted the end zone very badly.
Roger Rusick is on to attempt the extra point. Lockhart put a pretty good move on Billy Ard.
He sure did. He'll want that one for his highlight.
Rusick gets this one up and away, and it's good. And so with 8:31 remaining in the first half, the Cowboys retake the lead by 3.
America's best-selling cars and trucks for the 3rd straight year. Ford, winning again.
Winning the world over. Have you driven a Ford lately?
It's the best territory. First Interstate Bank territory. Because with a First Interstate Bank card, you can get cash anytime, day or night. From Washington, D.C. to New Mexico. Colorado to Nevada, In fact, all across the U.S. with Cirrus ATMs. So get a First Interstate Bank card and cash in on our territory. First Interstate Bank, we go the extra mile for you.
Left, straight left.
Last week's Miller Lite NFL Player of the Week was David Fulcher, making him eligible to be Player of the Year. Look for the next winner in Wednesday's USA Today and at the end of the season for the Miller Lite NFL Player of the Year.
You are going nowhere.
Will outside interests mark the end of a beautiful friendship for Jake
I quit.
and the Fat Man? Wednesday.
Now, what happened on the play is watch Don Mikowski's hands right there. I've got him circled already. He gets the snap from Blair Bush, but he pulls out before Bush can get the ball back. You see Mikowski pulling out, and Bush sits down because he's got a pass protect right there. And as a result, the ball hits the ground and is recovered by Eugene Lockhart, who takes it in for the score for Dallas. Score now 13-10 Dallas.
Eugene Lockhart's second touchdown of his career.
Eugene, the hitting machine.
Have no pity, Lockhart. Roger Rusick on to kick the ball for Dallas. Tim Workman comes into the ball game now. He's deep, standing on the 1 for the Packers. This will be a short kick, and it'll be taken by Workman at the 15. Nice return to the 30-yard line. Vince Workman, 5th-round draft pick out of Ohio State. 16-yard return, the tackle made by Ron Francis. It is definitely fall in Green Bay, and it is nippy today in the mid-40s. Nice breeze blowing. You can see that through the leaves and the trees.
Yeah, I see you wimped out. You put on your sweater, too. I can't believe it. This nippy weather up here.
It's cold.
Oh, come on. Your blood must be thin.
It is. I don't have as much padding. 8 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the first half. Tim Brandt and Dan Jiggets with you. Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 13-10 Cowboys. Mikowski looks underneath, has Woodside to the 33-yard line. Eugene Lockhart takes him down.
Let's watch this drive to see what the Packers decide to do. Methodically work underneath the zones. That time, so Woodside work up underneath the zone. He knew he's going to be covered by a linebacker. Now that they go deep to their receivers, again, working within the zone framework on some crossing patterns where they feel that they're going to be, that's where the opportunity is for them to throw the football.
Now to prepare for that on 2nd down and 6, Del Rio goes out of the game. Bates comes back in. So they've got 5 defensive backs in the secondary, and Mikowski looks that over now. Cowboys show blitz with Bates. He looks like he's coming. He is. Mikowski, quick drop, throws it, and it's complete. Kemp spins for a first down to the 42-yard line.
Nice hot read by Don Mikowski. You know he's sitting up under center. He knows he's got to check off. The receiver's got a side adjust on the play, and he does that. Perry Kemp, number 81. The side adjust comes on the quick slant. Mikowski pops it right out to him, right from where that defensive back, Billy Bates, came from.
Mikowski now 9 of 12 for 95 yards. Coming up next, our NFL doubleheader continues with San Francisco at New Orleans. That's coming up next here on CBS Sports. Stay with us. Meanwhile, Mikowski's hit 7 passes in a row. It's first down at the 40 for the Pack. Again, Majik to throw. Has the completion. Sharpe spin move into Dallas territory. He'll be close to another first down. The tackle was made by Ray Horton, but he needed some help from Francis.
Sterling Sharpe was a whirling dervish on this play. Now he's covered one-on-one by Ron Francis. Watch here, he's done take him upfield. Now he's got him turning, running with him. And when you have your defender running with you, now you can come out of your break, go to the sideline, or go in a crossing pattern. And here's that little whirling dervish activity here. There's one spin, there's 2 spins, and finally he's down. Looks like some ballroom dancing.
Horton, Francis, and they needed help from Lockhart. He's not that big to cause all that problem. He's only 170 pounds.
He knows that he's one of those guys that Green Bay is really counting on to be a leader and to be a very productive guy offensively for him. And he's living up to the promise. You know, he made him a first-round draft choice.
First down, Green Bay. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remain, first half. And from midfield, Makowski will have a first down. Jimmy Johnson very concerned, although he leads by 3. He knows he's also looking at the offense, which leads the league, averaging 425 yards per game. Big side for Fullwood. Another first down to the 35-yard line. Tripped up by Bill Bates. Oh, Brent Fullwood. A gain of 13.
Got some good blocking by Keith Woodside on the play and from his offensive line. Watch over there on this left side of that offensive line. Watch the blocking over there, and then watch number 33, Keith Woodside, with the block out on the outside linebacker. Watch him come right up in there. Now he takes on the linebacker. Fullwood splits right through the hole there and makes a nice little run out of it, and gets a block downfield from Sterling Sharpe as well. Here's the block on Lockhart. Watch this play by Keith Woodside, number 33. Nice block, and a nice solid block. Gives your back an opportunity to squeeze through there and get the yardage.
Fullwood came into this game, Dan, averaging 5.3 yards per carry this season. He's adding to that. Makowski on first down has all the time he wants. Here's Woodside again. That was inside the 30. Vince Albritton, who was on IR last year, makes the tackle, but Woodside has another big game for the Packers.
Albritton wasn't falling for those fakes that time. He said, you can stand there and fake all day. I'm still going to tackle you.
Keith Woodside now 20 receptions for the year. Only 11 carries, but he's averaging 3.5 yards every time he runs the football as well. So he's having a fine season. Just a second-year player out of Texas A&M. It'll be second down and call it 2 at the 29. Brent Fullwood. First down, Green Bay. Right over top Jim Jeffcoat.
Tony Mandridge had a nice block there that time on Tony Tolbert. Yeah, you have to wonder how good is this line of the Packers playing this offensive line if Tony Mandridge finds it difficult to get a starting spot. I talked to Charlie Davis, the offensive line coach, earlier today, and he said they're trying to bring him along. He's having a little problem pass protecting, as all rookie offensive linemen usually do. But the fact is, Alan Weingrad, number 73 for the Packers, and Ken Rutgers, who's the #1 choice himself, have been playing very well at the tackle position. So Tony's going to have a chance to develop and get his pass protection together and settle down a little bit before he's really called on to play.
This offensive line has performed very well together. Did you see him stretch the chains?
One guy they really
just
miss,
that far.
One guy they really miss, I think, a little bit spiritually at least, is Mark Cannon, who was their starting center for 4 years and was released last week by the Packers.
Number 63 is an eligible receiver.
So James Campen is an eligible receiver now, number 63. That's what the officials are saying. This offensive line has allowed good protection from Makowski. They've given up only 7 sacks this season. It's third down and 1, the ball at the 28. Fullwood off the right side, needs a block. He's not going to get there. Good pursuit by the defense. Randy Shannon was there first for the Cowboys, and the fans want Lindy Infante to go for it on 4th down and short. Instead, he sends on Chris Jackie, the kicker.
Well, you think that, on 3rd and short, you don't make it. You want to get the field goal to at least tie the ball game up here if you're Lindy Infante. So, and Chris Jackie's been kicking extraordinarily well. So you want to tie the ball game up here and not take a chance of not being successful in getting the first down. Smart move by Lindy Infante.
Chris Jackie has hit a 52-yarder. This will be from 47. It's long enough, and it's no good. So Chris Jackie misses the first field goal of his NFL career, and the score will remain the same. It's 13-10 Cowboys with 3:03 remaining in the first half. A 3-point Dallas lead with 3:03 remaining in the first half, but Dallas still has only 2 first downs in the ball game and 50 yards total offense. That's it.
Steve Walsh and the Dallas offense has some trouble moving the football, but you can get in that secondary of the Packers and you may be able to have some success in one-on-one coverage on this play. Let's see what happens.
First down at the 28. Walker in motion, Walsh to throw. Has the completion to Irvin at the 35-yard line. It'll be gain of 5 and bring up second down and 5. The tackle was made by Johnny Holland.
Had a chance to visit with Johnny yesterday, and told us a pretty interesting story. You know, the fact that he likes playing up here in Green Bay, really enjoys it. And he says it reminds him, the atmosphere reminds him a great deal of Texas A&M, kind of a collegiate atmosphere where you can really get into the community and settle down and enjoy yourself. He played it, of course, at Texas A&M.
He was anxious for this telecast so the home folks could see him back home, not only in Dallas, but in Hempstead, Texas. 2nd down and 4 to 35. Walsh this time has time and hits Walker. Across the 40, 1st down to midfield.
Nice block on the sideline by Michael Irvin, number 88. Kind of gave Herschel an extra yard or two there, and you saw Herschel had to give him a high five. That's payment enough on that play.
A gain of 18, so they move the chains, and they're inside Packer territory.
Watch Herschel hide right along the line of scrimmage. That's where he's going to pop out, number 34, of course, on the play. Now watch him settle down on that line of scrimmage. You see him there right in the middle of your screen. Now he comes behind the defensive line, makes the reception, gets away from Brian Noble. Now watch this block on the sideline by Michael Irvin. A nice little stock block there, getting away to the defender and allow your running back to turn the corner a little bit more.
He does have deceptive speed. Here's the double screen. Fakes one side, come back now to Sargent. The ball's loose. And the Cowboys get it back. Well, we talked about Dallas being -4 in the giveaway takeaway ratio. One of the main concerns of Jimmy Johnson, and they've been putting it on the ground here today, and it's been costly.
You know, that's a mindset too. You get into that mindset of dropping the football and not recovering, and those kinds of things works on you very badly.
They get it back. It's the 2-minute warning. We'll be back. 13-10 is our score. It's been exciting. James Dixon took the opening kickoff, ran 89 yards and set up a Walsh to Irving touchdown. Chris Jackie hit a 26-yarder for Green Bay. Mikowski hit Fontenot, was 10-6 Packers. And then Eugene Lockhart picked up a fumble for Dallas and ran it in 40 yards in the 2nd quarter, and it's 13-10 Cowboys. The Cowboys just put the ball on the ground on a fumble. They lost 6. It'll be 2nd down and 16 for Steve Walsh and his Cowboys. Walsh drills it to Herschel Walker. Herschel down to the 44-yard line. Not nearly enough for a first. Johnny Holland stops him there. Coming up next Saturday on CBS Sports, we'll take you to Auburn, Alabama, where the LSU Tigers, featuring quarterback Tommy Hotson, will take on 11th ranked Auburn with Reggie Slack. So it's a head-up day of strong arms and salutations. Incomplete to Herschel Walker.
Boy, I tell you, Herschel catches that football. He's gone to the end zone. It was just over him just a little bit because Walsh was flushed out of the pocket just a tad. And Johnny Holland had the coverage downfield on Herschel Walker. But if he had just one more second to get the ball, and now watch Walsh on the play here. See, he has a step up in the pocket. Now he throws it out to Herschel just to let him just a tad under there, and Herschel had to go up in the air to get it and just could not make the play. We also had a penalty on the play.
But it was declined, so Mike Saxon comes on to punt it away for Dallas. You know, one of the comments after Herschel was very vociferous about the fact after game 1 that he wanted to carry the ball more, wanted to get more involved. The reporter said, well, Jimmy Johnson, what will you say to Herschel? And his reply was, catch the football. Herschel probably should have had that one. Jeff Query is deep for the pack. He's standing on his own 10. Saxon is at his own 40. Saxon gets off a high tail wagger that will go out of bounds on the 7-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark it at the 7.5, but a fine punt by Saxon, 36 yards into the corner. But there is a flag.
Jerry Markbright's got his crew down there getting this thing squared away. One of the most respected referees in the game, Jerry Markbright.
Illegal substitution foul on the kicking team.
Well, it's against Dallas, so they'll move them back, and they'll have to do it again.
The legal substitution foul. What may have happened there is if you have to check in if you're going to go out there. If you have a ineligible number, maybe that's what happened to the Cowboys on that play. Either that, or you have to stagger your people in terms of the upbacks on the punt team.
3rd penalty for Dallas, and the officials that Jimmy Johnson hired to stand in at practice down in Texas ought to let them know about things like that.
Well, he said they were scared to say too much to all these other pros.
There is no foul on the play. The substitute never left the field. He was legal. The play stands.
All right.
No wonder the officials didn't let Jimmy know about it. The guy doesn't leave the field. He can't be a substitute.
And you're better off staying away from Jimmy when you call something like that and you make a mistake.
I like Jimmy Johnson. He's a good coach. He only lost 4 games in, what, 4 years or more than that down in Miami.
That's right. I tell you, though, I like something that Jerry Markbright just did there. You know, he comes back and explains the fact that they made a mistake and corrects it on the field. He did that in a game last year. I saw him down in with the Phoenix Cardinals. And there was a situation where he could have thrown a player out. You know, they got into a little tussle, and he got in the middle of it. Player never saw him. Jerry had the class to turn around and say, hey, I know the guy never saw me. I'm not going to throw you out of the game, but don't do it again.
But he threw the flag and penalized him.
Yeah, 15. But
it wasn't a free lick. First down at the 8. Mikowski out of the shotgun. He's got pressure. Steps up out of that, and he can run. Avoids Bates, gets the first down before he's finally hit from behind. Tony Tolbert finally made the tackle, but it was a gain of 13, and you saw the agility of Don Mikowski and why they call him Majik. Timeout, Green Bay.
First charge, timeout, Green Bay.
So with 1:12 remaining in the half, Majik wants to talk it over. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining with 1:12 remaining in the half. Dallas took their first timeout in the very first series, and then Green Bay takes one here, trying to establish their hurry-up offense.
We just saw Don Mikowski pull out of that pocket and take off with the football. That's one thing the Cowboys defensive players told us they were very concerned about, was his ability to run the football when he wants to pull it down and take off.
He told us he's got tendonitis in his right shoulder, and it takes a while to get warmed up. He appears to be warm now. He's playing well. On first down again, he steps up, goes deep. Sharpe is open to the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Green Bay. For Sterling Sharpe. And he leaves with the football. He'll keep that one, thank you.
I guess so. We just talked about Don Mikowski heating up that arm. Boy, that's the way to heat it up. Get downfield long.
Chris Jackson for the extra point, and it's good. And just like that, the Packers regain the lead. It's 17-13, and we still have 59 seconds to go in the first half.
We talked to Don Mikowski about his maturity and how now he's learned to sit in the pocket and not run when he doesn't have to and be effective sitting back there and throwing long. Now watch him here. He gets good protection from his offensive line, looks downfield, gives his receiver Sterling Sharpe an opportunity to make his break about 20 yards downfield on Ron Francis. Now he just airs it out down here in the corner. You see, Sharpe has already beaten Francis on the play. Ball just slightly underthrown, really, to Sterling Sharpe. Now he makes a nice move here, comes back against the grain. Ray Horton can't turn around and catch him in time. Now he just heads to the end zone, and it's a foot race from there.
Watch the stiff arm.
Yeah, nice little stiff arm there. You see, his stiff arms are enough to get into the end zone, spins into the end zone for the touchdown.
Sharpe has 3 catches, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown. He has 26 catches on the year. Last year, he set a Packer rookie record with 55 receptions. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, out of South Carolina, and he can fly. And Majik, Don Mikowski put it right on the money. Coming up at halftime, Brent and Irv with all the scores, highlights, and latest information. And Leslie Visser has the story of injuries in the NFL, how they affect the players who suffer them and the players who cause them. That's all coming up at halftime on the NFL Today. Jackie's kick is taken by Dixon at the 12. To the 22-yard line, and Dixon is dangerous. He's had a couple big returns, one of 89, one of 37, and this one for 13.
He's kind of solidified his position on those special teams.
He sure has.
You know, along with Leslie Visser and what she's going to do on the NFL Today, it's interesting. The Players Association just did a study on players and how leaving the game affects them. It's amazing to see the kinds of problems players have adjusting to life after football, and the numbers of players that have that same kind of problem. And they did 2 studies, one on players previous to 1970 and after 1970. It's very enlightening.
I suspect both mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
2 guys here with degenerative arthritis. First down at the 22. Herschel Walker Powers his way to the 27-yard line.
Nice counter tray blocking on that. Backside guard and tackle, pull out, lead the play around the right side of the offensive line for the Cowboys.
Dallas takes its second timeout with 47 seconds remaining in the half. Tim Harris, John Anderson made the tackle. Anderson is the defensive captain as you look at Steve Walsh. Talking to David Shula and Jimmy Johnson.
Tell you why they call that the counter tray or the counter OT, that play. What you do is you pull your backside guard and tackle and block everybody on the front side of the play. That's the side you're going to run to down. Let that guard and tackle pull out and lead the play on the opposite side of the offensive line. And then you pull your running back Herschel Walker up behind you. A counter OT. And Mike Ditka brought it to Chicago when he came from Dallas with Tom Landry. And I know we ran it a great deal.
Harris trying to incite the crowd, trying to get everybody involved. He got in trouble from the officials last week for that. Second down and 4 at the 28. Walsh has pressure. This is Sargent to the 35, to the 37-yard line. Clock continues to move at 36.
Steve Walsh is very calm in the pocket, though. Sean Patterson, 96, came in and put some pressure on him. He just backed up and threw the ball downfield to Broderick Sargent.
Tiger Green will get credit for the tackle. You see the clock there. It continues to move. Shotgun now for the Cowboys. Again, there's pressure. Walsh goes deep to Irvin, and it's overthrown. Good coverage by Dave Brown, the longtime veteran, on Michael Irvin.
And I want to say something else, too. Kevin Gogan, number 66, offensive tackle for the Cowboys, is doing an extraordinary job against Tim Harris, who does that outside linebacker, number 97. Last week, we told you Tim Harris had 4 sacks against the Atlanta Falcons. And watch him here working against Gogan. Gogan does a nice job of getting some separation there, good punch, lean on your guy, push him away from your quarterback. That allows Steve Walsh to step up in the pocket. Stepnowski gets a good shot there, and Patterson late as well.
Harris, the NFL sack leader. Second down and 10. More importantly, only 15 ticks of the clock remain in the half. Walsh, Michael Irvin to the 40-yard line. 8 seconds remain. A gain of 22 yards. The tackle made by Van Jakes.
Boy, you know, as the Cowboys get a little bit more experience in these situations, maybe then you have your receiver break to the sideline instead of to the middle of the field.
Cowboys take their last timeout.
Watch here, Michael Irvin on the left side of your screen is going to make the reception from Steve Walsh. The key, though, that you want your receiver to do in this situation, you don't want to burn your last time out. And that's what Steve Walsh and the Cowboys have to do here. Now watch Irving. If he has a chance, he's going to try to work to that sideline. Ball's thrown a little bit high, and quite possibly that's how come he didn't have the opportunity to get out of bounds. But that's what you want your receiver to do down there, get out of bounds and save yourself a timeout.
Third catch for Irvin today, 33 yards and a touchdown. You see the Cowboys don't have any timeouts remaining. 7 seconds remain.
And this is a tough spot now because, you know, you try to kick your field goal from here. You got to do it right now. You don't have another opportunity maybe to get it done. If you run a play, you get 4 seconds maybe for the pass play. But then if you don't complete the ball out of bounds, you got to throw it away to stop the clock and give yourself a chance to kick the field goal.
Well, they're out of range for virtually
anything but a cannon.
Exactly. So it's first down at the 40 with 7 seconds remaining in the half. Walsh to Irvin. I don't think he caught it. He did catch it, but I thought he was on the line. I mean, I didn't think it was complete. It should not have been ruled complete.
Boy, he really nailed both feet down on that one. That was a very nice catch here. Let's watch him on the sideline. Watch him get both feet in here. He looks down there, and ooh, he's got that foot on the line. He's got it on the line. At least from this angle. Let's look at it from another angle. Let's look at it from another angle, though, to see if sometimes the. Boy, that's close.
You mean you didn't believe me? I was watching his feet. A gain of 13. They mark it there, but they're going to review it.
After further review, the play stands. First down.
Well, because the angles can be deceptive on plays. But what happens sometimes, and if you got to watch it, you have to rely on your people down on the field sometimes because the angles on television can be very deceptive, particularly when you're shooting from this side. It appears that his foot is on that white line, but you know, you rely on those guys down on the field for some things.
So Roger Ruzick is on to attempt a 46-yard field goal. That's a big play if this thing goes. snap was good. The hole was good. The kick is long enough. But it's no good. So that's the end of the first half. With the score, the Green Bay Packers 17, the Dallas Cowboys 13.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Shopvac wet dry vacuums. If you own a house, you've got to own a Shopvac. And by Gallo White Grenache. It will change the way you think about Gallo.
Majik hit his last 10 passes of the half for the Packers. 79-yard touchdown to Sterling Sharpe for the final score, and Green Bay leads Dallas at the half 17-13. And welcome back to Lambeau Field, everybody. I'm Tim Brand along with Dan Jiggets. And Dan, actually the Cowboys are fortunate to be this close in the ball game. They have only 13 yards rushing, and even that was set up. The last touchdown by the Cowboys was set up on a bad play. It was a fumble.
Well, what we have is Don Majik pulled out from center from Blair Bush a little too early. And as a result, the ball went down on the ground. And watch, Eugene Lockhart, number 56, is going to recover it for the Cowboys, scoop it up, take it in 40 yards for the touchdown. That really is what kept Dallas in the ball game to this point. Now, one of the problems that they're having is they've not been able to run the football successfully. At least that's how it looks on the top of it, but they really only try.